So, Max Verstappen, Oscar Piastri, turn one. This one's always going to cause controversy and issues, and everyone's going to have an opinion on it. But first and foremost, stop comparing it to 2021. We're now in 2025, and the driving guidelines for all the drivers have had at least 2 revisions, if not more, since 2021. So that comparison is just wrong, I'm afraid. You're using outdated rules to make a case. We've seen Christian Horner's pictures, and we also know exactly what Red Bull and McLaren say, which is, of course, they're sticking to their drivers. Why would they do any different? But let's have a look at the Stewards document and what does it actually say, because ultimately that's the key document here. Now, the document says the following from the Stewards. It says, the stewards reviewed positioning, marshalling, system data, video, timing, telemetry, and in-car video evidence. Now, that's a lot of evidence. They determined that car 81 had its front axle at least alongside the mirror of car 1 prior to and at the apex of corner 1 when trying to overtake car 1 on the inside. In fact, car 81 was alongside car 1 at the apex. Now, that means it's Oscar's corner. We saw it back last year in Austin when Lando went around the outside and Max went the inside. That means it's Oscar's corner. Now, with regards to the standards guidelines, the driving guidelines, they're saying it was therefore cars 81's corner and he was entitled to be given room. What we also know is the driving standards require 4 key points to meet in order to make a corner yours. Number 1, the front axle of Oscar's car has to be alongside Max's mirror, which it was, as per the stewards report. Number 2, the car has to be under control, which Oscar's onboard clearly shows that he was under control. There's no snap, there's no lockup, there's no sudden movement. He was in complete control of that manoeuvre, which brings us nicely into number 3, which is you can't deliberately push the driver off the track. Oscar makes absolutely no turn into Max, no movement across him. He follows the line in the corner, while steering away from Max at all times. Therefore, he did nothing to push Max off the track. And of course, you've got to keep your car on the track, which Oscar perfectly did. It was inside the track limits at all times. Max's telemetry was showing he was carrying too much speed in the corner. He was going to make the move according to the stewards. But there's also a really crucial point here, and one that everybody is missing. Look at the wording of the penalty, because everybody's focus is wrong. The penalty isn't for turn 1 at all. The penalty is for leaving the track at turn 2 and gaining an advantage. You see, Max wasn't penalised for turn 1, far from it. What the stewards actually determined was, as it was Oscar's right to be there on turn 1, as per the criteria explained above, that means that the move then moves on to turn 2, which means ultimately Max overtook Oscar Piastri at turn 2 off the track and didn't give the place back, which is actually a crystal clear penalty. His overtake on Oscar was in the runoff area. He came back onto the track ahead of Oscar, and he made no attempt to take turn 2 clean. He made no attempt to win that corner, and he obviously didn't give the place back at the end of it when he came on in front of Oscar. So therefore, if you look at the actual penalty, it's not due to the fact that Max overtook Oscar for turn 1. It's actually because he overtook Oscar in the runoff area for turn 2, which is actually in no doubt whatsoever. So rewind to the actual penalty, because we've got 2 corners here, and look at the angle. Max makes, there's no way that he's making both of those corners at all. So therefore, take that into account. Oscar, I'm afraid, is in the right here, and Max did overtake at turn 2 off the track and did not give the place back, going off into the distance and trying to gain an advantage, which is actually what the stewards said was the penalty, not turn 1, as everyone's talking about. Let me know your thoughts on this one, but the way I see it, the actual wording in the penalty is spot on. Max Verstappen, turn 2, didn't make the corner at all.